Hi, I'm Richard McPherson. I'm the Chief Instructor at Let's Ride Motorcycle Training, and in this lesson I'm going to show you the Module 1 manual handling exercise. Okay, so welcome to Module 1. Now the first exercise of the Module 1 test is the manual handling exercise. So what will happen here, initially you'll be in the examiner's office and do a little bit of paperwork, get all your gear on, then you'll come back out and then he's going to do a very short briefing with you explaining that he wants you to ride as if you're on a public highway. Now all that means is every time you pull away, and I'll say it again, every time you pull away, and I'll say it one more time, every time you pull away, you've got to do good all-round observation. Now, the way we're going to do that is just grossly exaggerate our shoulder checks. So each time we pull away, we're going to have a good look over both shoulders in a like comedy-like head movement. So that's what you're going to do every time you pull away. Now, don't panic too much if you forget to do an observation before you pull away. It only represents one minor fault, of which you're allowed 5 on this test. So if you pull away on an exercise and you suddenly think, oh no, I forgot my observations, don't panic, don't stop, just carry on with the exercise. You've picked up the fault, no problem, it's only one fault, carry on with the exercise. The only observation that if you forget will cost you a test is on the U-turn, which we'll do a bit later on. But from the moment you sit on this bike to the moment you get off it at the end of the test, every time you pull away, do good all-round observation. So what he's going to do is he's going to explain that he wants you to ride onto the testing area and park up in one of the green parking bays, which he'll point out to you. Now here you'll see we've got red cones marking out the bays, cunningly disguised as green cones with some little green cones on the top. And what we're going to do, we're going to ride onto the testing site and park up in the box on what will be your right hand side. Now the reason we recommend the right hand side is that when you push the bike, you're going to be standing on the inside of it and it's much easier to do it from right to left rather than the other way around. But it doesn't matter, he won't specify a box, it's entirely up to you which box you use, but we always recommend picking the box on the right. So once he's finished explaining, he'll ask you to get onto the bike, get it started, ride onto the site and park up in one of the parking bays. So let's do that now. So we get the front brake on, we straddle the bike, bring it up, kick the side stand up, ignition goes on, start her up, get the bike into first gear, and what do we do now? Yeah, really obvious, looks over the shoulder and then pull away. Okay, so we just ride into the box on the right, get the front wheel to the back of the box, so nice gentle stop, so just use the foot brake there, into neutral, kill the engine, kick your side stand down, make sure it goes all the way forward, lean the bike in, and then step off the bike. Now, a very common mistake here, which we see quite a lot, is you pull into the box with the bike running, with it still in gear, and you put the side stand down. It's a really common thing to happen. I don't know why. Now what happens when that does happen? So what will happen is, as soon as you put that side stand down with the engine running and the bike in gear, most bikes have got an engine cut-off switch. The engine will die. Now what we then see is that people gets a bit confused and thinks, oh, I switched off my bike. And they get off the bike, and in a moment they're gonna have to push it, and it's in gear. Now, if you are that person, don't panic, it's not the end of the world. If you go to push it and you think, oh no, I've left it in gear, what I would do is just make sure the ignition is on so you can see the neutral light, play around the gears, get it into neutral, switch off the ignition and restart. Okay, so that's the way to get around that. I mean, you could push it with the clutch pulled in as well if you wanted to, but that's quite hard work. So I would always recommend getting the bike into neutral. So anyway, we'll just assume you got it right. So you got it into the parking bay, you got the bike in neutral, you killed the engine, side stand down. Now the examiner is going to be standing right next to you here, and now he's going to explain that he wants you to wheel the bike round so it ends up in that box over there, pointing the opposite direction into the testing area. Now it doesn't really matter how you do this as long as the bike ends up in that box facing that way. Now the way I prefer to do it is to just do it in one smooth arc. So what I do is I just get my palm pushed into the rear seat hump here. You could grab the handle on the back as well if you like, but I prefer just to put my palm right into the seat hump there so I can really push it. Then we just want to bring the bike up. Now don't stand too close to the bike like this, because if it starts going that way, you'll go straight over with it, okay? So just like you were shown in the CBT, so we kick the stand up, stand a little bit back from the bike, and I have it leant just slightly into you, not too much. Remember, these are really, really heavy, these bikes, so don't have it leant really far into you, okay? So just slightly off vertical, and then if we twist our body this way, we can see where we're going, and then off we go. Now there's no rush here, got no rush at all here. These are heavy bikes, particularly when you're pushing them, so take your time. Now this is the only exercise that you don't need to do all-round observation. I mean, you can if you want to, but there's actually no requirement on the test to do observations on this exercise. So we're all set. I've got my left hand holding onto that left handlebar. I've got my palm pushed into the seat hump there. I'm standing a bit further back from the bike. Just have a quick look around. Yeah, we're all clear of cones, because remember, you mustn't knock over a cone. And I'm just going to take my time. Got plenty of room. You don't need to turn the handlebars particularly tightly, and off we go. Come around here. Now I'm looking at the cones again. Remember, I can't knock them over, so just be careful. You can step over them, but there's plenty of room. I'm just getting the bike lined up now with the center of this box. I bring it back. I get the back wheel to the back of the box. I stop, kick the side stand down, lean it in, and you can also turn the steering into it as well. So that's the way I prefer to do it. Now, as I say, it doesn't really matter how you do this as long as it ends up in that box over there. So what's the other methods? Well, another method, particularly if you're of shorter stature, it can be quite tricky pushing the bike like this. So if you're a shorter stature, you might find it more comfortable to grab on both handlebars here, and that way you can just haul it backwards like this. Okay, I mean, take your time, no rush. So you've cleared the box, okay, and then we can push it round, and then round, keep it going round, line it up, and then backwards. Nothing wrong with doing that at all. And another thing to bear in mind is you can correct yourself. So let's say you've turned the handlebars a bit too sharply. So let's say we've done my first technique, so I'm coming around, I've turned the handlebars really sharp here, and the angle's too acute, and I think, oh no, I'm going to hit a cone. So what do? I can stop. Nothing wrong with stopping. So I can stop, I can grab both handlebars, I can just reposition the bike, and then back into the box here. Okay? So don't rush it. You know, these are heavy machines. If you need to stop halfway around just to catch your breath, that's absolutely fine. So take your time, get it lined up, park it up, job done. And that's the manual handling exercise.